Hey, it's Tuxedo Mark, and welcome to another BookTube video. Um, I'm gonna be showing off the latest books that I got. Now, most of these are not for me. They're to replenish the little free library in the small town to the southwest of me. It's like basically right across the highway. It's just a few minutes from my house. They really have nothing over there. It's even more rural than my town, and that's kind of saying something. Um, there is a public library in my town, but it's quite a drive away for the people living in the town that I'm going to. And I had read an article in a free magazine that arrived in the mail. It's like a monthly, I think it's a monthly publication, like a magazine about the county. And there was an article about the Little Free Library, and that's how I came to know about it. I mean, obviously I had known about Little Free Libraries themselves before that, but this is the first time that I learned of this particular one and just how much that means to the community that lives there. Especially when COVID was really raging last year and everything was shut down. They basically relied on this little free library. So I just like to buy books every so often, like once per month probably, just replenish the stock in the little free library. So the books that I bought are the result of a few different trips that I made. So I'm going to try to go roughly in chronological order. Okay. So these first books I got at a Dollar General. Star Wars Race Survival Guide. Star Wars Forces of Destiny, Tales of Hope and Courage. Star Wars The Last Jedi, Rose Tico Resistance Fighter. And I'm not really super into Star Wars. I've seen the first 8 numbered films, and that's about it. I think I watched the Ewoks cartoon back in the 80s when I was little, before I even saw the Star Wars films or knew anything about Star Wars. But I've just decided to get these books because they're pretty cheap and, they're for little kids. I wanted to get books that spotlight the female characters, so I think someone will enjoy these. And the last one that I got from Dollar General, I just happened to come across it. It's Class by Cicely von Ziegesar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. She's the author of the Gossip Girl books, which I know about Gossip Girl, never read the books, never saw the series, but I got my mom to watch the series. Basically, it was my job to find her something to watch, whether it's on Netflix or Hulu or whatever. So she watched Gossip Girl, but I figured someone will probably enjoy this. Takes place in a small liberal arts school in a quiet town in Maine, and it follows 5 freshmen at Dexter College. So, yeah, okay. These next ones are from Dollar Tree. First, we have Miss Ellicott's School for the Magically Minded by Sage Blackwood. Seemed like a cute magical students book, so yeah. Next, we have The Madness of Cthulhu. This is an anthology book by multiple authors inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft. Figured it would be a nice addition to a little free library for Halloween. Oh, and it looks like there are actually more books in this series. A lot more, actually. This is volume 1 of The Madness of Cthulhu. Yeah. It's even got a story by Arthur C. Clarke in here. Skipping ahead a little bit, this is the last of the books for the Little Free Library. I got this at another Dollar Tree. It is Chicken Soup for the Soul, Life Lessons from the Cat. And apparently these stories came from a different book called Chicken Soup for the Soul, The Cat Did What? But yeah, this looks cute. So it's a bunch of true stories by different authors about cats. So yeah. Alright, this last book is actually for me. I had got a Books A Million, and there actually is not a Books A Million in my county or anywhere close, actually. What happened was I wanted to go to some online event. Well, it was an in-person event that I had read about online, and when I got there, turned out that you had to buy tickets, and you had to purchase them online, and they were all filled anyway. So yeah, I had driven a great distance for nothing, pretty much, but that was my fault. And then I decided to enter checkers into my GPS so I could go and get some lunch. I picked the closest one. It did not take me to the closest one. It took me further south, and yeah, so I made a lot of mileage for nothing. But then on the way back, after I ate lunch, I saw a plaza with Books A Million, some other stores, including that Dollar Tree that I just mentioned. And I decided to just check it out, and before I show you what I got, I should mention that I spent a lot of time just browsing around, looking at different things, and then I found the Dungeons and Dragons section. And I thought, oh, this cannot end well financially. I've been wanting to get into Dungeons and Dragons for a long time. I just haven't yet. I want to play online against someone because there's no one locally really to play with. But I saw all of these books, like the Player's Handbook, and that was like $50. So I was like, no, I can, read the free rules online. There were like sets of dice that were like $25, $30. It's like, no. I browsed through like Pathfinder stuff and some other D&D stuff, but I resisted the temptation to get any physical books for a game that I might not be playing anytime in the near future. I gotta look into it more to see how I can play Dungeons & Dragons online. find like a beginner's group or something like that. But anyway, I ended up getting this. The H.P. Lovecraft Collection. It's this nice big box set of 6 books. And they are The Dunwich Horror and Other Stories, The Call of Cthulhu and Other Stories, At the Mountains of Manus and Other Stories, Stories of the Dreamlands, The Randolph Carter Tales, and Macabre Stories. Okay, so bit of backstory. I'm kind of familiar with H.P. Lovecraft, mostly through the real Ghostbusters, the 1980s cartoon series. They did 2 episodes based on the Cthulhu mythos, the first of which actually starred Cthulhu himself, or itself, or herself, or whatever it is. So I was kind of familiar with it, and Ghostbusters as a whole is pretty Lovecraftian in nature anyway, and so is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I love. And then a few years ago, I started reading a few of Lovecraft's stories online for free. I read The Call of Cthulhu, and I think I read like at least one other one. So when I saw this, I thought, hey, why not? It was like $49.95, but it would look nice sitting on a shelf, and I'll pull out one of the books every so often to read like one story at a time. So yeah, this should be fun. Yeah. So now I'm gonna head out to the little free library and drop the other books off.
Alright, here we are. Let's see what's in here. Wow, not much. $10. Alright, it's drizzling a bit, so let's get these in here. Let's display some of them. Okay. All right. Till next month. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching.